kikao katika ikulu ya Nairobi na viongozi kutoka sekta mbalimbali za uchumi kujadili mikakati ambayo serikali imeweka kusisimua uchumi licha ya kuwepo hofu ya athari za corona kwa uchumi wa taifa ambayo inaendelea kupanda kila uchao. Moja kwa moja tuelekee katika ikulu ya rais.
In a sense, anticipate. It's true we don't know how the size of the impact of the economic crisis or the economic impact, but from our perspective, we need to take, we should say, some measures to reduce the adverse effect that may be coming. So on this, I want to mention a few that we would like we have agreed on and we want to institute as from today. And the first one, of course, is to be clear that we will take all measures to continue the services, continuity of services. And this, for instance, relates to the various protocols, emergency protocols that the various institutions have. And secondly, even very simple things about the way we are handling cash. We can assure you that just to make sure, in an abundance of caution, to make sure that we don't have the virus being transmitted via cash, all cash that will be coming out of banks will be quarantined for at least 1 week. So that is more than enough time for the virus to become inactive. So we are quite clear about that. Secondly, Your Excellency, we have taken some measures that we announced 2 days ago with regard to enhancing the mobile money transactions. And this include, for instance, the elimination of charges on all transactions below 1,000 Kenya shillings. And as you know, a lot of our people make those transactions. And this is something that I think will be very useful also in the long run. We've also expanded some of the limits, for instance, on the transactions. So the limit on a single transaction used to be 70,000 Kenya shillings. We've expanded that 150. The daily limits have also been pushed up to 300,000. And also we used to have a monthly limit of 1 million, which we've eliminated. The other things, including charges, Your Excellency, charges on transfers from banks to the mobile wallet and vice versa, all those have been eliminated. So it means that the wallet, I can treat my wallet like my bank account and my bank account like my wallet. And so there's a seamless transfer.
And my e-wallet as cash.
Has cash, and it is
as cash. I can treat it as
yes, cash. It is as cash. So there is less and less need for the actual cash for all the transactions. I mean, for instance, Your Excellency, think of the people that use public transportation. Today and now, maybe they worry about the cost of making that payment of 500 shillings or 100 shillings to the matatu. Now you can do it seamlessly. And I think that's really where we're going. So those are measures, those are some of the measures. We announced them 2 days ago. And I think what we are here for now, Your Excellency, is to also tell you about the measures that we have agreed and we are implementing with the banks, with the commercial banks. And these are meant, again, to, in a sense, cushion the impact on some of the most vulnerable in our society. So we are beginning there, Your Excellency. So one of the things we have agreed on is that the banks will seek to provide relief to borrowers on their personal loans based on their individual circumstances arising from the pandemic. As you can imagine, about 28% of our loans are actually personal loans. And a lot of our people have borrowed as personal loans and they're using it for something. And also, you have those instances where they will probably lose their job or they'll be put on furlough or something like that. So in a sense, they may not have the cash flow to support a loan that they were actually servicing before. So all loans that were current on March 2nd will be eligible, all personal loans that were current on March 2nd will be eligible to this consideration. Specifically, the personal loans, banks will review requests by borrowers to extend their loans for a period of up to 1 year. So if you have a loan, personal loan, and you have, it has been current on until March 2nd, and you are getting difficulties, particularly because of the pandemic, directly or indirectly, you can go to your bank and they can discuss with you extending it in various ways, including, as if at all the personal circumstances allow, could be even a sense of a moratorium. But the point is that it can be extended up to 1 year. Your Excellency, this is a point that there's a point I would want to stress here, that we do not want to create a problem at the end. We don't want to have a cliff, meaning at the end of this period, we end up having more problems than we started with. And this is why this measure has been dealt with in that way. And of course, the banks will work closely with the borrower. Another measure, Your Excellency, is that on the SMEs and corporate borrowers, they can contact their banks and they'll be assessed and have discussions about restructuring of their loans. Of course, we mean the non-personal loans. Therefore, they can go directly to the banks, and the banks are open to having that conversation with them. And as you know, a lot of our people actually have those sort of loans. So in that sense, I think this will help them, particularly the SMEs. At the same time, the costs of all this extension and restructuring will be borne by the banks. So no cost to the borrower. And also other measures that I would like to mention to you, Your Excellency, is that in order to further facilitate the use of mobile digital platforms, banks will waive all charges for balance inquiry. So today and now, many banks charge a particular fee for just checking my balance on your phone. So that actually would be eliminated, which I think would therefore facilitate matters. Finally, of course, as I mentioned earlier, the banks will ensure that this transfer between mobile money and, the wallets and the bank accounts will be costless, meaning there are no charges. And this should have been eliminated a couple of days ago. So those are the measures, Your Excellency, that we have agreed on and will be implemented from today going forward. A few other things I would just mention to finish, Your Excellency, is that we as a community of institutions, we are very concerned about this coronavirus, and this is just the first step. We'll come back as we see how it evolves. Secondly, we also want to push a lot the communication about the virus and what to do. So all our outlets, we will go through a sort of a campaign, public awareness campaign, to ensure that the public understands more about what they should do with regard to the coronavirus. This is, in a sense, a public service from this sector. Of course, in the end, Your Excellency, we do believe that these measures they are start and they'll begin to become effective. But at the same time, we do understand that as we go forward, there will be other problems that we may have to deal with, and we do agree that we need to work in a coordinated fashion with other arms of government, and indeed also, let's say, other measures from the Treasury or other measures that are being contemplated to support this sector. That's what we wanted to tell you, Your Excellency, but what I'll do now is turn over the microphone to Joshua Igara,